Hello from Tucson, Arizona. I'm in my cage again. Oh, actually, it's just a screen so the critters don't come out and say hi to me. I don't think I say hi, as long as they don't attack me. Earlier, I saw some coyotes on the street, so that's pretty cool. Today's video, let's talk about the definition of a false flag. Why am I saying this? Because people may not understand the term of a false flag, but the thing with the term false flag could mean multiple things. One thing could be branched off to something else. On these YouTube channels, a lot of people talking about a false flag. This happened, this incident, the shooting that happened recently was a false flag. You guys, if you don't understand what a false flag is, if you've never had no military background or intelligence background or actually undercover police background, you're not going to know what it is, or you may have a vague understanding of it. So to start off, according to Google, a false flag is a covert operation designed to disguise the actual source of responsibility, make it appear that if another entity, like an enemy nation or a group, is responsible for the attack or the action or the event, often to justify retaliation or manipulate public opinion. It also says the term originates from naval warfare, where ships would fly the flag of a friendly nation to get close to an enemy before attacking, and now applies to political, military, and cyber actions. Wow. I have my own definition. This is my own opinion. I think there's three types, or more, at least three types of false flags. And you know, the media never talks about false flag. No one ever defines a false flag because they can be complex. If you're busy in your life doing, you're working hard, you come home to deal with the family issues and stuff, you ain't got time for wanting to worry about what this is false flag. What is false flag this, or what this definition is, or what the hell? You're busy. I understand that. So this simple video is just to explain my interpretation, and I ask you to research as yourself should. I have one called the diversion false flag. A country A, B, and C, and for instance, in this argument, I'm C. We're country C. You've got a B for country A, but you want country A to fight B, not you. So you get some planes, you put some B emblems on it, country B emblems, you go attack country A. There's pictures in the air, people say, oh, country B attacked country A. When in fact, either you participated in the event by doing it yourself, by looking like country B, or you hired somebody to do it, the attack. Again, to make it look like country B. You get how I talking about this branching on diversion, where it could have been you doing it, making it yourself look like country B, or you having someone else do it for you. See, the simple branch right there. Another one I want to talk about is like justification. It's like you let it happen. Why would you let things happen? First, think about it. If you say, hey, this person, did this to this to me. Well, okay, and then if you want to play the victim here, you'll admit the part that you instigate that person to doing something, and then turn around playing the victim. You let this happen to justify a response back. This happens a lot in office warfare, which I think I'm going to write a book about. This happened to me once. Me in high school, another guy got into a fight where he was playing the victim. He's the one that's bullying everybody on our side of the team. I mean, no one liked this guy. He's a fucking dick, whatever. And he started giving me some lip. I clocked him. He got in my face, literally in my face. Started pushing me over with his chest. And back then, this is the 80s, it was always a term, who threw the first punch? Like, you were the evilest person if you threw the first punch. Well, he's the one that assaulted me by running up into me. But back then, no one even thought about that. It was all about who threw the first punch. And technically, in that definition, I did. But I did it in defense. However, he was made to look like the victim by letting me hit him by him instigating me and instigating everybody else and actually running into me and pushing up against me. Like in your face, putting your face up to my face and really getting into it. To me, right off the bat, that's assault. You're in my space. Again, we never used that term back then. But again, you were the bad person if you threw the first punch. So technically, I was a bad person. So the false flag in that situation was looked like the victim. When I'm the one was the victim. See how it goes? Simple justification. You gotta justify something, so you let something bad happens to you, or let it appear something bad happens to you. Evil shit. Another one. It's called a made-up false flag. Again, what is this done for? Why would you make up something? Well, the Gulf of Tonkin incident in Vietnam has been reported so much of being a possible false flag. And those who don't understand, this is from Wikipedia. August 2nd, 1964. It was reported as a clash between a destroyer of the United States Navy and some 3 North Vietnamese naval vessels. They attacked a destroyer. And apparently that was like the straw that broke the camel's back. Of course, this happened before I was even born. And I was told in our history class that was the reason why we went to war with Vietnam, is that these Navy vessels from North Vietnam attacked us. According to Wikipedia, shortly later, investigators revealed that the August 4th attack did not happen. So, and then you got to ask yourself, what is the purpose of this? Let's see if it didn't happen. Well, according to the history, that was the reason we went to war. Again, the purpose of a false flag is to justify an action or the response of the people. So if we didn't, if for instance that didn't happen and we did go to Vietnam War, wouldn't it not make the U.S. look bad? Again, made up scenario just to justify an action. Now I don't know if it happened or not. I wasn't there, and there's never been an official response. So let's say it did happen. Okay, is that the reason to go war over one instance where probably shooting against each other back then? Before then, I don't know. I wasn't born then, so not gonna do a backseat driver on why we went to war on certain things. Though I do have my opinion on the Iraq War. The justification was they're trying to acquire weapons of mass destruction. Whether that happened or not, I don't know. I wasn't there. Supposed to be there, but I wasn't. Again, diversion, justification type of false flag, and made up scenarios. I'm sure there's other small branches of other false flags, but you just understand what the meaning of it and why the purpose of this, why these things happen. It's like, I'm such a victim. He did this to me or she did this to me, and when it never happened, and you can justify the response. This could be a simple office bullshit going on. That's considered a false flag. So, this is my interpretation. Research it on your own and tell me what you think. Have a good one.